Hey, this is Crazy Unicorn J. Yeah. This is the newest Next Up in Jorvik. It came out yesterday. I didn't notice it yesterday, actually. I just, um, yeah, I think I was just, super hungry at that point, or, it was before I was gonna go to bed or something. So, yeah, so I was just like, okay, I'll just, do that later then. And yeah, I guess now it's later. So, yeah. Today is April 24th. 2026, and that means that yesterday was April 23rd. So yeah, you return to the cold castle walls and blighted forest for March and Gust in the next few weeks. The path to the truth, April 29th. Can Margaret truly put her faith and trust in the people around her? There are secrets to uncover and truth to be revealed within His Highness's archives. Sorry, Star Stable, but I don't think you do the apostrophe and S afterwards. I think it's just the apostrophe and not the S when it's ending in an S. But sure. But yeah, His Highness's archives. Sure thing. Within the darkness of the forest, Abigail has the same goal. The truth must be unveiled. While uncovering these stories, the trail of tales begins, and more versions of beloved magical creatures emerge, both mounts and companions. Does this mean that we get more creatures? Or is it just different coat colors, for horses and stuff, the equivalent of that? Hmm. Because yeah, I'm wondering if we get a different color like Nikas or something, or a different color mare, or if we get a completely different creature altogether. I would love both, honestly, but yeah. I just want more magical creatures and more colors for all of them. Um, yeah. I think I want more creatures more than I want different colors though, but oh well. But also the truth must be unveiled. I am completely convinced that the reason why there is the blight in the forest is because these two sides can't get along. I think that's what it's all about. That it's these people being enemies makes the forest kind of sick. Um, so yeah. So I think that all of this this problem is just them not getting along. And once they do start getting along, everything will be fine. So yeah, I'm 100% convinced that that is the thing. That the reason why the blight is a thing even is simply because these people just don't get along. So the environment is kind of reacting to that animosity and just being okay, I guess we're toxic then. you know? I'm 100% convinced that that is the thing, and the only thing that will actually save us all is them becoming friends. Which yeah, seems like a mission impossible, but hey, if we're gonna survive, if we're gonna live, we gotta get along. So yeah. Oh well. A blighted battle, May 6th. May the 6th be with you. I'm sorry. Moving on. The truth is sometimes unpleasant and painful. Yeah, that's true. Loss of loved ones and the constant battle against a hopelessly relentless disease will take its toll. Something must give. Can a cure be found to ensure that it will not be the people? Together, they must remain strong for the sake of everyone in Jorvik. Everyone in Jorvik? Okay. I mean, I thought they were in a different time, but I guess, the Blight might survive throughout time. And I guess, if there are no people to try to stop it, because they, died a long time in the past, yeah, I guess it might become our problem then. So, hmm. like in the future. Yikes. But yeah, I think the cure is like friendship, honestly, which is like such a silly thing, but it's just like I kind of feel like, like nature sometimes does actually like react to, like, kind of like the environment reacts to, yeah, like you react to the environment kind of, and it reacts back kind of. So I feel like it's just like, yeah, like, because like the thing is like, with nature that like nature will um do things to like, yeah, like, like in nature, like, um things will, like over time adapt, and it might, like get more colorful or less colorful. Um, like, and things might happen, like there might be like poisonous stuff because to try and ward off, like creatures eating something, so it's like nature is like so amazing, honestly, and like nature can do like, the most crazy things. And I think that this is more like, a like sci-fi magical thing of like that like the nature is just like reacting to all the animosity and hate and then just being like, I guess we're toxic, um so yeah, so I think the cure is love, honestly, the friendship. And I know that sounds so silly, but it's like, I mean, it's Star Stable. It's a silly little horse game. Don't expect it to like not be silly. And I also kind of think that it's like a bit like cool, actually. Like in its silliness, I think it is kind of cool that it's like if it is actually like, just all of this like, is happening, um, all this toxicity because you're being toxic to each other. So like, yeah, like, you just gotta like learn to get along, learn to be kinder to people, and the world is gonna be a better place. Like I think that's like, a really good lesson, honestly, because like it's true though, like if we're just kinder to each other, then like the world is gonna be a better place for everyone. Because like if you're kinder to me, then I'm gonna be kinder to you. This is not like, personally or anything, but like, because yeah, I believe in like just being kind to everyone, regardless of how they're being to me. But still, like it's just like, yeah, like, if you're kinder to other people, then they're more likely to be kinder to you back. And if everyone is just kind to everyone, then yeah, the world is a better place. So I think it is kind of like, silly but deep, you know? And I feel like that's kind of Star Stable, like silly but deep. But yeah, everyday life continues. May 13. Unbeknownst to the painful stories of the Martian Hostel, life on the rest of Jorvik continues as usual. But I mean, like, the reason why they don't know about it is because it's a completely different time, though, so, like, yeah. And they haven't, like, gone there, because, like, there's nothing there to them. Um, so it's just like, but sure. Like, and of course, like, life would just go on if you didn't know what was happening somewhere else. Because, like, if you don't know, then how would it affect you? Comfort and style prevails, as our riders are still dressing sporty in a new monochrome outfit. Cool. Another code's variation, Jones are tiny, wild-maned rascals at Steve's farm. I love the, like, rascals, like, Sarshebla is going all out with the silliness. Yeah, and updates may be subject to change. So yeah, like I don't know how long it's gonna take us to, like get to the end of like, all of the March God stuff. I kind of hope that it's gonna take a bit of time because, like we just opened it like when was that even? Was it this year? Um, or was it like at the end of last year? No, I think it was sometime this year actually. So yeah, because I don't think I was going into March and Gust like before the Winter Village. No, no, I don't think I was going into March and Gauss like before the Winter Village. I think that was like when I came back after like, my winter break kinda. So yeah. Like I moved in here like one of the last days of September last year, and I know that like, it opened when I was like, living here and all, but yeah, I don't think it was October or November last year. Because like, October would have been like, full of Halloween. November would have been like maybe a little Halloween still. Then, like some smaller updates, I would assume. And then maybe like the Winter Village would come in November as well. If not in December, but like still. So I think we got much and got like this year actually. Like at the beginning of this year. Um, I think we did. I can check it out, like I can look it up in a bit, but like, I will just do that actually. Um, cause yeah, like we did get like much and Goss this year, right? Okay, this is in Norwegian though, but still. Um, mm, okay, when did we get March and Ghost? There's also blogs, that's cool. Um, I did not know they had blogs. Oh yeah, they're just in English, that's why I didn't see it earlier. Okay, so I got it before then, but is this when we got it? Yeah, so February this year. Alright. I don't know if I'm gonna go over the blogs, but are there blogs from earlier? Ooh. Okay, there seems to be. I'm just gonna leave this open then. Um, but yeah, because I maybe want to check out the blogs from earlier and just like maybe I'll just like scroll through them in a video or something and I'll actually not go through it. I don't know, but like Star Stable have recently like updated their website and deleted a lot of like older posts, and someone was saying that like is it archived somewhere? Because I would love to be able to like go back and look at like older posts. So yeah, I was thinking of then just like then just like trying to do something like that and just like make a video where maybe I just scroll through like stuff that is currently on the website, because like of course like I'm doing like the next up as videos. I'm doing like the updates, the regular updates, like as videos, but the rest trying to get that into videos too. Maybe I'll like not actually read through it fully, but just scroll through or something. But yeah, yeah, because yeah, it would be lovely to have somewhat of like an archive. Um, so yeah, because then like we know what's gonna happen. But oh well. So yeah. But yeah, so I hope it takes like a bit more time before we like are done with everything at Botch and Ghost. Because like yes, it would be lovely to just like get the entire story right now, in one way, but also at the same time, like I don't want March and Ghost to just be like another like ghost town really, and that we just like get everything like in a short amount of time and then never go back kinda. Because I feel like so much of Jorvik is just that. Um, so yeah, because it's like, I mean, you know what? I'll just log into Search Table and like we can go over the map actually. This is easier if I can see the map. But yeah, it's just like Okay, it takes a bit of time, apparently, but sure. But yeah, because it's just like, I feel like so many places on Jorvik are just like ghost towns. Like, we did like a bunch in the beginning when we unlocked it, but then afterwards, like, it's been like, nothing in so many places. And I'm really hoping that that's not going to be the case for March and Ghost. Um, because it's like, don't get me wrong, I love exploring, but it's just, I don't want it to just be like, that like, um, yeah, I don't want it to just be another like ghost town. 'Cause like yeah, it's nice to like have a place to explore and like have some stuff to do, but then yeah, if it's just abandoned after a bit of time, like a little bit kind of like what's the point even? You know? So yeah, 'cause yeah, like I would love to get like new areas like all the time really, 'cause my favorite thing to do is exploring, but I don't want just like a bunch of like ghost towns all over Jorvik. I want there to actually like be places that we like go back to and like have more to do there like later on. Um, so yeah. And no, I don't really like want that like never ending story. I don't think that's fun either. But I just want there to be like like us going back, like things happening there later as well. Like not just like we go there once and then never again. Or like for like a little bit of time and then never again. Um, so yeah, because I feel like that's just like wasted potential, honestly, and I'm not here for that. So yeah, and I've been saying this about like other places on Jorvik, like in other videos and stuff like that. Oh, this is just like a ghost town. We don't ever go there anymore. Um, and yeah, I just think that's like wasted potential. Because like we could be like doing stuff like all over Jorvik, um, but instead it's just like nothing, you know. So yeah, and of course like in some places like there are things to do. Like right now there's stuff like at the Jorvik stables, and in Moorland. So yeah, so like occasionally there are things like like festivals, for example, like here and there. We also do have like the part of the summer festival on Starshine Ranch. We do have part of it like on for Pinta Beach. Um, yeah, and I think that's it for summer festivals. And like the spring festival right now, always at New York Stables and Moorland. So we're going to like a bit of different places. But it's just like like once a year, and that's it. Um, yeah. So yeah, and it's like how long has it been since we did anything in Silverglade Village and all, or like the castle? How long has it been like? Minus the like renovations at Silverglade Equestrian Center and all, like how much have we really been doing there over the years? Same with like the Baroness's racetrack, um, and like Mario and stuff. Um, yeah, Valedale, like sure there are some things that you could do, like collecting lights and doing stuff with that, but like apart from like renovations. Um, and then like yeah, sure there might have been a bit to do after a renovation, like shortly after a renovation or shortly after a place was like brand new. But besides from that, like how often do we really like get updates around Jorvik? Because I don't really like remember us like going too many places apart from like when it was new or recently up like renovated. So yeah, like we've been having a little bit like of stuff to do in the like in Valedale because of like the druids and like the soul rider quests and stuff. Um, but yeah, like I mean, Where do we even start? Well, you know, let's start over here, up in this corner. Golden Hills Valley. How many times have I really gone there that weren't, you know, like, and like I'm not counting like, you know, doing like championships for like championship ranks or festivals or something, but like apart from that, like how many times have I really been going to Golden Hills Valley? And not just like, you know, passing through to get to Machangos or something the first time, but like how many times have I actually been in Golden Hills Valley? Not because of a festival, not to do a championship. I don't think I've been there really for other things than that in so many years, like maybe since I unlocked it really. So no, sorry, there was like a little bit to do like with the oil rig where we had to travel from like here, but apart from that, like, has there really been much? No, no, just like a little bit with the main story quest, and that's it. Apart from like doing championships sometimes, festivals, and then like opening stuff. And let's like just move down. Yeah, like there was a bit to do at the medieval camp, like, but we haven't had much happening on the Forgotten Fields, like, ever. Besides from that, and like we had a quest with Maya, but that was about it. Jorvik Stables, sure, we do have the like spring festival there. Um, and there might have been like a few little things here and there, maybe some quests, but for the most part, I think it was mostly like, you know, things to do when I unlocked it. And then Greendale, I mean, there was the like, you know, main story quest with like, was it Meteor going around in there in the forest? I don't think there's been much else, like, you know, around here, like, and that was, you know, like when I was unlocking, like, and could go in there, I think. Then like the, Old Hillcrest. I mean, we were told that we were gonna go back there someday, but then it never happened. Um, or I think we maybe went back to rescue Harmond, or is his name Harmond? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, like I was convinced that we were gonna like actually be able to like go to Old Hillcrest and like unlock it, but that never happened. So what's that about, Star Staple? Then the New Hillcrest and all that, like, that has been a ghost town since we were able to go there. Like, yeah, there was a little bit stuff to do to begin with, but then that was it. um, that was it. The Southhoof, also not really much, like, yeah, I think like there was like, you know, with the rescue ranch thing. But apart from that, I don't think there's been much since we, like, you know, went there for the first time. And I'm going a bit down because, you know, like we have Wolf Hole Inn. We actually did like have one or two quests there after we were able to go there for the first time, but yeah, like, you know, one or two things over like so many years. Yeah, maybe let's move to the mainland here. The riding area, arena, and Silverglade Equestrian Center, the Baroness's racetrack. Yeah, like it's been like, you know, when it's been renovated, and then some quests before that, but not really that much, I feel. Silverglade, like, a little bit there too, you know, like, but yeah. And I mean, Mario, like, I think we had one quest with him, like, last year maybe, but then, yeah, like, it was just like, you know, when you went to him for the first time, I believe. Valedale, yeah, there was a bit after it was renovated, and some with, you know, like, the main story quest, but apart from that, like, pretty much when it opened. And let's go down here, like, to do the rest of the mainland. Moorland, yeah, there are sometimes, you know, like, stuff happening in Moorland. That's probably, like, you know, the most busy area, kinda, honestly. And then Fort Pinta is sometimes, So yeah, so I feel like Moorland for Pinta is like where things happen for the most part. Um, yeah, Whaledale Lake, I mean, I think we had one thing a couple years ago, and then when it opened, pretty much. Same with Firegrove, like, Firegrove was like, we had a little bit to do there to open Mistful, but apart from that, I don't think it's been much since it opened. And Starshine Ranch, of course, like, that is the summer festival, or at least part of it, so... But yeah, like, it was like, we opened it, and we had, like, the summer festival. The Dino Valley, I mean... Well, we had part of the, like, Halloween quest in there, but... Yeah... It's not really been much since it opened, right? And then same for Wildwoods and Mistful, like... I mean, yeah, we did have the, like, go fishing quest, like, last year or this year in Mistful. But apart from that, I don't think we've had anything since it opened in 2017, so... Yeah! And, like, same with Wildwoods that opened, like, in 2020 and 2021. There hasn't really been anything there since, like, it opened. Like, yeah, there are things you can do, but, like, there hasn't been anything new. And for, like, for Maria Library, almost forgot that even existed. Yeah, clearly not been much there. The Devil's Cap also, like, like, I feel like we were, like, told that, like, oh, we're gonna come back to this place at some point, but then it just never happened. Okay, so that one is actually, like, in here somewhere. Yeah, it's maybe that one that, like, we can't get to. Because there's, like, a thing that you can't go to yet. And I haven't really, like, explored the forest much because of the, like, blight, so I'm planning to, like, explore once that is gone. So yeah, so, like, one from there, like, the newly opened area, that's kind of fair, when I haven't, like, explored it that well yet. But yeah, these other ones, like... Excuse me? Well, this one is also, like, actually, this one is, like, here in a grayed out area, I believe, so makes sense that, like, that one hasn't been crossed out yet. This one, I don't know why we haven't crossed out, because, like, we rescued Anne, didn't we? So I think this maybe is a glitch, but it's, like, a year-long glitch. This one, I mean... I thought it was going to be, like, Machengast. But, I mean, clearly not. So I have no clue where this one is. But yeah. And Bread Island, like... I mean, the only thing I think that it can be is the, like, unreachable island over here. The, like, part of the Sunset Islands, because you literally can't even go there. Literally can't even go there. It's literally impossible. I've tried. So... Yeah, so that's the only thing I could think that it might be. Because it's, like, the only island, so... Unless it's, like... on the, like, map, but just, like the island hasn't been put on the map yet. Then, yeah, it's just not here. So, yeah, and I don't know why they would just, like, keep it in here if it doesn't exist, like... But sure. So, yeah, so I wish we could, like, find these, and get them crossed out, because, like, this one is, like, just my fault. This one, I feel like it is, like, in the grayed out area here, well, actually here, to be honest, because it does say, like, a hidden cave tucked away on the southern shores of Heartwood Lake. So, yeah, and this is the Heartwood Lake. And there's, like, nothing here, I believe. So I believe it, like, kind of must be here. And, like, south is, like, down. I'm a little unsure, like, yeah, I would assume it's on this map too. So, like, south is, like, down, and I haven't found anything here, despite my, like, feeling like I've been everywhere, so I feel like it must be up here then. Because that would still kind of be south, like, so yeah. But sure. But oh well, but yeah, like, all of these places, like, like, we had a little bit to do when it was new, and then just, like, nothing. So yeah, so I hope that, like, Mochengast isn't gonna be just another ghost town, once we're, like, done with, becoming friends. But oh well. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and watch my other videos because that helps me being able to like keep on doing YouTube and all, and also motivates me. So thank you to the ones who like help. um, yeah. So this one is just 3 weeks. So I'm gonna see like okay, so May 13th. Like, I'm gonna be gone now until, like, pretty much July, sometime in June. So I might go, like, in here and do, like, the next up in Jorvik then. That might come out on the 14th, actually. So I might do that. But to, like, space it a little apart, I think I might, like, wait a bit to post this. Maybe until, like, the beginning of next week, because I kind of feel like I just posted a next up. Um, but oh well. So yes, I might post it like the next week because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like post another one. You know what? I'll do that. I'll actually do that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be like back. Uh, well, actually, if it is coming out on the 14th, I might actually do it then because I'm leaving on the 15th. So, but if not, I don't think I'm gonna be back until this week. But like that's fine. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks then. Yeah, I'll probably post it tomorrow, but still, that's fine. So yeah, so my next video is probably gonna come out like this week, unless like it comes out then, but yeah. Yeah, so like somewhere between the 14th and 21st of May is probably when the next video is gonna come out, so yeah, I think the 24th of April then is fine. But oh well. Anyways, stay crazy. Bye.